What kind of Garmin did you get?
We ended up with a Garmin GPS map 943 XSV. And
Why'd you go with that one?
it's touchscreen. I like touchscreen. It's just me. There's some other models that had some buttons and some touchscreen, and others that were just buttons, no touchscreen. And then this should be compatible with everything I have on here and allow new technology to be added. So as I want to add stuff, either different transducers next time we pull out of the water, I can maybe put a different transducer, get more detail on the bottom stuff. It should be compatible with my radar that we've got. If we ever wanted to add stuff like a radio, it can be compatible with that radio, so we can control that from here. Underwater lights, it can do a lot of everything. And the difference between all of them was a couple of $100. So I was like, hopefully I won't have to buy this for another 10 years. So let's get this one, and because you know how technology is, you buy it and it's obsolete, as soon as you buy it.
We are a family of 5 from Texas. We sold everything to live on a boat, and we have spent the past 2 years on our 1987 Marine Trader Tradewinds 47 trawler, exploring southern Florida and the Bahamas. We have seen the highs and lows of boat life. We are no longer making definite plans, just enjoying the journey. So join us on our adventures.
Did some pre-installation today on the Garmin, trying to figure out if everything's going to convert over and be compatible with the new one. I found out that in order to make the transducer work, I'm going to have to get an adapter, kind of like this one, how it's got, 2 different plugs. Except for me, I got to have a sonar plug, which is an orange one, and then it'll be to bare wires on this end, and I'll have to hardwire it, make it work. That'll be fine. And then also my radio plugs in to a different plug as well, and I'll have to hardwire that one. But I was able to call Garmin support. Garmin support was great, explained my different models, what I was trying to do, and he was, within about 10 minutes, he was able to tell me what wire I needed, the part number. He sent me a schematic, a wiring diagram, so I can get my radio plugged in. Super, super helpful Garmin support. I was really happy about that.
I'm gonna watch it go down.
Total boat life. Carter, what did I just tell you?
Don't distract us.
Don't distract your brothers. They're doing school. Dad comes down. Power tool. Not going to be a distraction.
Do it.
At this table.
Do it. Don't let it move, you two. Hey, look, it's going to want to move, so don't let it move, okay? Press down nice and hard. This will go around our Garmin.
New one? You need to do the inside part.
This is the old one. This mounts on the dash, and then the Garmin mounts in that. But my new Garmin, the hole doesn't need to be quite as big, so recutting it for new one.
So you're making one with a smaller hole?
Just a little bit.
Vacuum on! This is what we do with solar pumpkins when they get moldy.
When they get moldy?
Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't land on the boat.
Yeah, agreed.
And it'll be my fault. 1, 2. Oh, it's already filled with water.
Oh my. That's nasty.
The other one's fine.
I think it's also yucky.
So, what I'm doing right now is I am taking apart our old Garmin
it is just, it wouldn't work. So Dad let me and Chase take it apart. I'm just disassembling it, looking inside it. Want to turn it into something else, but overall I'm just having fun.
Like this. I'm just gonna do one lap around. Carter, Dad,
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Let him jump.
like,
What'd you
I hate
think?
you. Don't worry, I hate you.
Tiger, how is that?
He's thinking I hate you.
Got my cutout. So mount this here, and then that whole thing will go and mount up into our helmet above. Had to get some different hardware because the hardware they sent me with was pretty flimsy and it pretty much stripped out immediately. Hopefully the stuff I just picked up a little better. So that worked much better. Hopefully these will still snap on.
What is that?
Just little trim pieces to make it look pretty. Cover this.
Cover the
The pretty
screws.
part.
No, it's the part that you like, the pretty part.
I like the working part. The part that tells me how deep of water we're in.
And the pretty part.
Meh.
Meh. You've come a long ways. You've changed.
I see the rest of my
Arms
boat.
have changed you.
Yeah, it is a pretty bad looking boat.
Hey! Oh, cool. You're about to get handed a rag and polish, and you're going to have to polish this sucker.
I'm gonna go to my room.
Alright, bud, I need your help.
Okay.
You got the paper towels there, bud?
Yep.
Now that we've got it, just got to plug everything in. I made a mess, so I'm going to clean that up. Okay. So we'll just plug these in. Go ahead, Bubba.
It is always just super satisfying to do that.
Yeah, and then look.
You need to turn it off though.
Oh well, what do you think? How's that look?
Great. How come this went from pure white to
Dirty fingers. We'll have to wipe it down with a little cleaner. It'll be fine. So it says we're at 5 feet. Let's go take a tape measure and see where we're at. Then we can adjust our offset to be appropriate. We're in 7.5 feet of water. So I think if I recall last time I had 2.5 foot offset because it sits 2.5 feet. The transducer is 2.5 feet below the water line. Go. So there's two ways that we can do this. We can either offset it so it tells me what the depth of the water is, and we just have to know that we're draw 4 feet, right? Or you can set it. There's actually three ways. You can leave it just as it is, and if we draw 4 feet and it's 2.5 below the water line, then you got to do a little math and go, okay, that means I'm in this much water, or I have this much clearance because it's 2.5 feet into a 4 foot draft. Or I can set it the other direction where it's at the bottom of the keel, so it's like a 1.5 foot offset the other direction, and it tells me how much clearance I have below the keel. I have always run where it tells me the depth of the water. That way it matches my charts. If I'm looking at 8 feet on the charts and it says 8 feet, I know we're good. It throws me off to have it say 4 feet, and I'm looking at 8 feet on the charts and I'm going, hey, this doesn't match. What's going on here? That's why I run it that way. A lot of people run it, well, a lot of people are lazy and just leave it, and they just figure it out from there. And then some people will set it to their keel, so when they're at 0, it means they're okay, they're right at their minimum depth that they can be at. But I'm going to set it to the water depth, actual water depth. So I changed what they call the keel offset. I put a negative 2.3, and it brought our depth to 7.5 feet.
Which is what it is.
Actually, that's right. And on this one, you can also set the anchor height, which is the height of the anchor, where your freeboard is, from your bow pulpit down to the water line. And then you can set the scope, and then it'll help you tell it what your scope is, and you can set an anchor alarm on this. So it knows how big your circle should be, and if you drag outside that circle. Pretty cool, huh?
We never worry about that.
We got these new radios from Retevis, a couple of handhelds. They look pretty nice. We're going to test them out. We got them set on channel 74, which is a 25 watt channel. These are 3 watt radios. So we're going to put one of them here. Bubba's going to hold on to it. And then I've got my radio, my helm radio on up there. So we'll probably have Caleb go up there, right Caleb? And I'm going to take this one right here. And I'm going to go in the dinghy and just start heading away. And we'll see what kind of distance we got. I think I might even tuck around on the other side of those mangroves and see if how that affects it as well. Illuminate, this is a little salty.
Little salty. This is Illuminate. Can everyone hear me?
Copy.
Little salty's got a copy. Going out. Give me a minute. Little salty, you got a copy? Caleb, you have a copy?
Copy.
Chase, you have a copy?
Copy.
It's a bad copy.
That was a bad copy. What's it? He said he can hear.
Chase, can you hear him?
Yes, we can still hear you, but you're scratchy.
How about now? Is it better now that I don't have the wind all over my face?
Yes.
Better. That's probably what it was.
Okay, I'm going to tuck around these mangroves and go a little farther. I'll call you in just a minute.
10-4.
10-4. 10-4.
Wait, who's that?
Carter, he's downstairs. He's around the mangroves, probably a good 200 to 300 yards away now.
Illuminate, this is Little Salty. Do you have a good copy?
Yes, we have a good copy.
We have a great copy.
Awesome, I'm going to keep going. Wait for another minute.
Okay, 10-4.
10-4. 10-4.
Yeah, he's probably a good 2 miles away now.
Really?
You like these radios?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do too. They're working nice.
I'm gonna see if Dad has a copy. Little Salty, you got a copy?
Little salty.
Little Salty, I can still copy. Do you copy me?
Yes, we can copy. 10-4.
Wait another minute. I'm going to go a little farther.
Okay, 10-4. With the distance you are from the handheld, sometimes I can copy you and sometimes I can't, so a little farther might not work.
There's this plug at the top that unplugs, and you put the charger in there, and that's what makes this waterproof.
So what's our feeling on this, boys? Do you think we're going to have good, think these are going to be good radios?
Yes. Yeah.
So which,
They don't go as far as the boat, but that makes sense because the antennas aren't as big.
well, these are both 3-watt radios, and that radio up there is a 25 watt.
Okay, yeah. What about the lower one?
So we had really good distance though,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't see me. I was all the way on the other side. I was halfway to work.
Thanks for watching, and remember, enjoy the journey. If you want more ways to follow us, go check us out on Patreon for behind-the-scenes stuff and sneak peeks, basically. So.